That kind of nerd. Let's start the show with comics, movies, and technology. Here we go, bringing you the segments that you're looking for, like Cape Talk, Screen to Stream, Tech Perspective, and more. Cast this nerd degree and the blockbuster. Welcome to the club, cause you're that kind of nerd.
Welcome everyone to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Millen, joined, of course, by Joshua Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
Suck it.
Wow. Just at that point now, to hell with the listeners, right? Or was that second directed
No, I'm talking
specifically
to
at
you.
me?
That's directed at you.
Oh, okay.
Love the listeners.
And Trebek.
Of course, always suck at your back. Very important. As is the normal for the next few weeks, we're just doing things a little bit differently. We're not going on with the normal everyday segments. We have a few topics and things that we want to talk about, but just kind of have it loose and talk as friends.
Loosey-goosey.
We got some segments up in there. There's
Yeah.
a nerd degree up in there.
But I mean, it's not like the normal, like, oh, hey, everything.
I'm
was
not
like
reading the show
same.
notes. I want to be surprised. In
Okay.
an order that will surprise
In
me.
an order that would surprise you.
If it makes you feel any better, we're all going to be surprised because I don't even know what the order of this show is.
Attaboy.
So we're just going to do it live, and I don't know what's happening right now.
Word. I'm actually closing my Quibi. Sorry.
Oh, how's your Quibi going?
My Quibiing?
Quibiing, yes. And not your bowel movements. How's the actual content watching?
No, I need you to know that this is the perfect app for toilet usage. Like, I no longer say to my wife, I'm going to the bathroom. I say, I'm going to take a Quibi. And it works.
All
I
right.
watch an episode, I'm done. You know what? I also watch an episode of something when my dog takes a Quibi. That's outside. But so as a result, between me taking Quibis and the dog taking Quibis, and the dog takes many Quibis, I watched a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
None of it's amazing, but it's not bad.
Did you
Not
check
bad.
out the new Anna Kendrick show? Dummy
I
or
did.
whatever it was?
I am caught up on Dummy. Yes.
How was it?
So I'll run down the list of what I've watched so far.
Oh,
I've watched
please.
all of Idris versus Elba, or Idris Elba versus Block, which is only like 8 episodes. I've watched all of Dismantled. I have watched.
How was that?
Dismantled?
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right. All right.
It's, you know what? I don't know if you would appreciate it because you enjoy the process of making food too much.
Okay.
They don't spend a lot of time on it. They spend most of the time on, we just exploded food in your face, and then people like kind of rolling around on the ground, like eating it off the walls and shit. It's kind of gross.
Yeah. That's pretty gross.
Like literally like a minute to a minute and a half of cooking just for you to just get an idea of what they're doing and what they're making, and then judging. That's it.
That's it.
It's really not a ton. I'm not a huge fan of it, but like, all right, you know what? It's an 8-minute episode. Whatever,
That's the thing.
you know?
It's so quick that you can't really be offended by
Like,
it.
I can't hate it because it's so fast.
It's like,
by
it's-
the time I'm hating it, it's over.
Right. But at the same time, it's also not that good.
So I've watched all of that. There have been 6 or 7 episodes of Dummy that I've watched, and I have watched how many episodes? I am on episode 13 of 15 of Most Dangerous Game. And
How is that? I want to watch the Most Dangerous Game, but I'm not sure. A, it's a reboot, and B, Quibi. So how are you feeling about it?
it's all right. So like the concept is good. I mean, obviously it's a reboot. Liam Hemsworth is Liam Hemsworth. Christoph Waltz is amazing in everything. So
Yeah.
like you're supposed to hate him. He's clearly the villain, but Christoph Waltz is so damn charismatic. You're like, I like this guy. Like he did it in Inglourious Bastards too,
Yeah.
where you're like, I kind of like this guy
Right.
when you shouldn't.
No, you should not.
You should not at all. And it's the same very similar thing here. So I mean, it's decent. Like I'm not gonna lie, there have been a couple episodes like, oh no, that just happened, and then the episode ended, and so I was like, well, I should probably take another Quibi. Like, and so I go, take the dog out after I've taken a Quibi, and just so I can watch the next episode. But overall, it's decent. I would never say it was a terrible thing.
Right.
I wouldn't run to you and say you need to watch this now. It's entertaining. It's enjoyable so far. I think there's only like 3 more episodes left, and I don't know how it's going to end. So I don't know if there's going to be a season 2 or what have you.
How are you? How are you
decent.
feeling about the ads on Quibi? Is it distracting? Do you notice it enough?
It's not that big a deal. I think it's because of a couple different things. I think it's because they're 30-second ads. They're not like a minute and a half. You know, I am completely fine with ads when you front load it. Like when you put it at the beginning of the video,
not in the middle of shit.
I'll sit through 30 seconds. Like YouTube used to do that. Now YouTube does it in the middle of my shit. I can be watching a 10-minute video and 7 minutes in, I get a fucking ad. I'm like,
awful.
This is ridiculous.
Right, yeah.
But I don't mind watching a 30-second ad before the show starts. And because the way I'm watching it is they're spaced out, it's not like I'm binging an hour and a half worth of content and have like 10 commercials in between. It's just like, hey, I'm watching one thing and then 3 hours later I'll watch another thing. And it's kind of broken up.
I certainly forget about the ads. Like I watch one before Dismantled or Punked or something like that, and then it just kind of leaves my brain. So it's also not doing the job of making me want to buy, the taco shells or whatever the fuck they advertise. So I'm not really winning in the advertise segment. The thing I'm really enjoying about Quibi is the navigation aspect of this, where they have things kind of marked with chapters.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, it's already short enough as it is, but let's just say you don't really give a shit about the first couple things that we do. Here's the point where you just jump to the thing that's interesting to you. So they have one about speed running and gaming with Polygon, and I'm like, cool, but I really just want to see like the last bit of this thing. So it allows you to go ahead and get that. So the fact that it's got that chapter control, I find it to be really, really cool and much easier way to kind of watch this content without being bothered by things.
I am interested in this 50 States of Horror or 50 States of Fright show. That's probably going to be my next thing. What I do appreciate is not only how seamless it is going from portrait view to landscape view, but they clearly, I know you told us this and I didn't pay attention because I was very much like, fuck this app. And I'm still not completely sold.
Okay, sure. We've been talking about it for like 15 minutes, but sure, yeah.
No, I'm still not completely sold. I will say this before I talk about what I like about Quibi. I will say this. I'm going to adopt this mentality for all of my shows. You know what, Josh? You want me to watch Jack Ryan? No problem. I'm going to watch 10 minutes at a time as I go to the bathroom. Like, if that's what I got to do to watch some of this shit, that's fine. Because you know what? If everything's 10 minutes and I've probably watched like 4 hours, at least 4 hours of content in the past, week?
Right, yeah.
I downloaded. So
yeah, you downloaded last week.
That's fine. If that's what it takes to get through some shows, great. If I do that, then I'll be like halfway through Jack Ryan in a week. That's fine. But what I do like about it is the vertical portrait mode view it's a different, like, cinematically than the horizontal view. So I don't know how they filmed it to make it do that, but like the shot, like when I'm watching Dummy, the shot is completely different. It's like,
yeah, it's not like just a zoomed or
it's like panning,
right,
and different from when I do vertical. Then I get a 2-shot.
Yep,
and I'm like, oh, okay, like it's very interesting.
They were even explaining that in some later shows, there's going to be a lot of like text messaging between characters, and if you put your phone into portrait mode, it will show you the screen of them texting. So you're not seeing them physically on the phones. You're seeing the phone screen watching the texting. And you're just like, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting thing to do. Or if someone's doing a chase scene, if you turn it vertical, okay, let's focus in on that person running. We'll track them running rather than the wide shot of them running.
Well, it does that on Most Dangerous Game.
Yes.
It does that, which I was impressed by. And what I will say is, I don't remember what I will say. But what I will say is you asked me about Dummy, and it's all right.
Okay.
I chuckled a couple times. I'm surprised because they name drop. So Donald Logo, is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
He's in it. Plays Anna Kendrick's boyfriend.
Donald
he plays
Logue.
Don Logue. He plays Dan Harmon. They name drop him several times that Anna Kendrick's character is dating Dan Harmon, who is the creator of Rick and Morty.
Right.
Amongst other things.
And yes.
But like, I don't know how they get away with that because I don't think it's produced by him. But anyway, other than that, like I've chuckled every once in a while, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, this show's hilarious. Like a lot of these shows
That's
are very
so
much
funny.
like, a lot of these shows are very much like, hey, if you gotta check it out, it's enjoyable. I wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers, but I just not like on fire for it.
I think it's so funny how many text messages and conversations we've even had on this podcast where you have yelled expletives at me about Quibi. Told me how.
No, again, I'm not sold on it.
But at the same time, you've watched content on it, right? Haven't watched other things. Not caught up on Arrow, are you? No, but you watched all of
that's
Dummy.
actually the first thing I'm going to adopt the Quibi mentality.
The Quibi mentality too.
Yeah.
And you're
in my defense, and you would understand if you were caught up on Arrow, sir. Arrow's
bad. That's why I stopped watching.
It's tough to get through right now.
I don't need to be current on it. I know it's bad.
My problem is I have to get current on it so I can watch Crisis, so I can finish Flash and Supergirl and Legends and all the stuff that I do really like.
Yes.
Which legitimately 90% of my DVR is all those shows right now.
Josh, have you done any Quibiing at all?
Yeah, just like Elba versus Block and
how far did you get in Elba versus Block?
I'm only two
okay.
episodes. Because it's still like I still find the format a little inconvenient. It's just like it's
I'm telling
too long
you,
or not
when
long
you're in the
enough.
bathroom.
I'm not a fan.
It is legit the perfect length. You get 10 minutes or less, you're done.
I don't really know
when
devices.
you take Jeter for a walk, pull it up, man.
No, man, no, because then I'm not focused on my dog.
You don't need to be focused on him.
Josh also has a bigger dog than you do, who's also not old. He's got a puppy. You can't be like Quibiing while you're walking.
What I do want to like. So I looked at IMDb. I was curious how they would list shows that are on Quibi. And it's they don't specify that they don't. I guess they don't consider it shorts or whatever.
Right.
It's just they just like Dummies listed as a comedy.
I guarantee you they're listing them as movies, right?
Yeah, kind of.
That's essentially what it is. Like I just by watching like Most Dangerous Game, like this is like an hour and 40-minute movie that they cut into segments and just put up. That's kind of how I'm feeling so far.
I mean, how many episodes is it?
15. The 15th episode is called Game Over. I'm assuming that's the end of it.
15 6-minute Quibis is what you're saying.
15, like one of them
chapters,
was like 6, right? A couple of them are like 8.
They refer to them as chapters on Quibi itself.
But yeah, I just find it weird that they don't list episodes or chapters. Right. They don't differentiate. So yeah, I guess okay. So it's a movie that's split into okay. I don't know. It's strange. I find it strange, but it's all right. I think the UI is better than anything else that I would say about it at this point.
Which is why when they drop a new show, so for example, like they dropped Dummy, they dropped the first like 4 episodes at once because after the first 8-minute episode, I'm like, this is dumb. Like, I'm not going to watch it. But like, hey, if episode 2 automatically loads up and I watch the first half hour of it, okay, maybe I'm invested enough, I'll finish it. Like, that's the thing about this model that I'm still not convinced about. That's why I'm all expletive Quibi, because I don't think this could go very bad or very good. Like
I'm not saying from a business perspective or will you subscribe thing. Just the fact that you are watching the content isn't that a win for Quibi in our regards?
I mean, I got a free 90 days. The win for Quibi is if I pay $5 for it in 2.5 months.
Okay. The thing you just said too, Josh, was about the UI for Quibi being great. And the way I'll add to that is as a left-handed person, they actually have a really good left-handed mode.
Oh my God.
How is that even relevant?
You have to understand that it's such a problem because the navigation bar and everything's on the right.
You can change it. You can
change it to the left,
that.
just like with the Apple Watch, or where the Apple Watch upside down, quote unquote, and it's left-handed, and it's works out really well. So I appreciate the fact that they cared at all to do that.
Okay.
Did I just take Quibi, which we were all excited about, and now just make it back to Quibi again by saying that it came
First and foremost, I want you to make sure.
Is it just because I said it? That's what
I need you to understand that this is not excitement. This is analytical.
It's intriguing.
Thoughts.
It's intriguing.
intriguing.
It's intriguing.
Okay.
It's interesting. It is not exciting. I'm not bought in.
Okay. Well, then let's talk about something that we may be bought into, maybe because it will make financial sense, and that's HBO Max. We got some information that they are actually going to be releasing May 27th.
Okay, what does that mean, though? What does it mean?
My next question. I was anticipating this. It means that HBO Max will launch on May 27th, and if you're an AT&T customer, I think there's roughly 10 million of you, you will be getting that if you are an existing HBO subscriber that's paying through AT&T.
Okay, nobody does that.
But I just have AT&T. Do I not get HBO Max?
Correct.
So, well, all right.
But I have HBO.
All right. So, like,
But you
existing
don't pay it.
existing DirecTV people who are currently paying for HBO will
Correct.
get this.
Yes.
Okay,
or if
now
you pay it through AT&T's bill. You know how like
I pay for HBO now.
right.
How do I get this?
Yes.
See, here's where we have a problem. Like, I don't understand. Do I stop paying for HBO now?
I would assume so. I would assume you would cancel your
I don't
HBO.
understand why one just doesn't become the other thing. Doesn't that make sense? Like, HBO Now is not going to exist
They
anymore,
should
right?
stop HBO Now and Go and just make it all this.
Aren't they?
You know.
Isn't that what they're doing? You're just
know, because
Josh, I
you
don't
wake
know
up
because
one
they haven't
morning-
told us anything.
No,
the
because
app
right
updates
now,
overnight and it changes from HBO Now to HBO Max.
right now, as it's set up, HBO Go, HBO Now still exists and will exist with HBO Max.
That's
As
dumb.
it's explained to right now.
How?
I don't know, man. I'm not in charge
What is
of this
the
shit.
difference?
I don't. One's just HBO and the other one's all Warner Media.
Then call it Warner Media.
But they won't because HBO is a brand that they think will bring people
Oh, wait,
in.
hold on. All right. Get HBO Max with HBO Now. HBO Now subscribers.
Where do you see this?
HBO Now subscribers billed through HBO get access to HBO Max from Warner Media at launch for no extra cost.
Right, but how through? Like,
What about the fact that I just get HBO on my cable package?
right.
Can
That's my
I
question.
get HBO Max?
It doesn't say that.
That's what everyone has. Not everyone. That's what a majority of people have. Their cable provider or other service provider, right? Or even YouTube TV, because you can buy HBO Max through YouTube. Just get it. So how does this work? They still can't answer that. May 27th is right around the corner.
Not really. May 27th is like 3 months away.
It's April 24th, the day that we're recording this. It's a month away.
It's still like February 23rd. I'm positive.
Time
It's
does
still-
not exist.
I'm positive it's still February. It is. It's all a blur. It really is.
Yeah, so HBO Now subscribers billed through HBO get access to HBO Max and Warner Media. That doesn't make any sense. Offer available only to new and existing HBO Now customers that subscribe through HBONow.com and are billed by HBO.
Which is what I have.
I'm so okay.
So if you're paying anybody else for HBO, you're screwed.
Correct. You are not. So cancel your HBO. Cancel your HBO through your cable subscriber. Get it directly through HBO directly, and then you get the free upgrade. Otherwise, you have to cancel it and then still go through them anyway. So regardless, you're going to have to cancel your HBO subscription through a third-party provider and go directly through HBO. That's what they want.
That's how they get you
They get their money
in the
either
drive-through.
way.
They fuck you at the drive-through.
They
Fuck you
get
with the
their money
drive-thru.
either way. Why should I have to jump through all of these hoops for them to get the same amount of money?
So here's something interesting that I'm noticing here. Their DC Universe, Doom Patrol, is listed as an HBO Max original.
Oh, fuck this.
On their website,
What is happening to my DC Universe
Doom
app?
Patrol is listed as a Max original.
What is happening to my DC Universe
I have no idea. If we can't
CJ,
figure out what's happening to
I
HBO
trust you to
customers,
find me these answers.
how are we going to... Oh, hold on. There's an
Fix
FAQ.
it.
There's an
Fix
FAQ. Let's see the FAQ here. What will happen to HBO Go, HBO Now, and HBO Channel? What will happen to them? There are no plans to change your current HBO subscription. HBO will remain a standalone brand and service that will continue to do that, basically just staying there. HBO Max will now include HBO. We already covered that. And HBO... Yeah, okay, so we covered all of it. So HBO is staying.
DC Universe. We didn't cover all of it. Where's my
Universe,
DC Universe going?
DC Universe isn't even mentioned. It doesn't say DC Universe. It says DC Doom Patrol.
That's DC Universe.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
it's the same freaking show.
I'm telling you, they're killing.
No, it's the same freaking show.
I know it's the same show. It's like when I watch Better Call Saul on Netflix. It's like a Netflix original. I'm like, no, it's not. That's an AMC show. But overseas, Better Call Saul is a Netflix series.
Why are you watching it overseas Netflix?
I'm not. I'm just watching on normal American Netflix, and it's like a Netflix original. I'm like, it's not. Stop lying to me. So I don't know, Brian. I don't know. What will happen to it? I'm not a detective.
I'm done recording until you find out.
I don't have the resources. I don't know. So sorry. Well, we'll never know.
Why didn't they make it easier to understand?
Because it's AT&T. They're just they fired everyone who worked for HBO. Let me rephrase that. Everyone who worked for HBO that was good quit. So I don't know. We got our. Well, here's the thing. You're not going to subscribe to HBO. Nothing's going to make you subscribe to HBO Max. You're just going to have HBO Max.
No, I'm not, HBO. Apparently.
But you
can't find out what the hell's happening to my HBO.
No, what's happening to your HBO is it stays until you change it to an HBO Max subscription.
Why should I have to do extra work?
Because you didn't buy it through HBO, so they're giving you the short end of the stick.
Extra steps that I shouldn't take.
Well, I agree. It's like subscribing, but with extra steps. This is what it is.
Listen, Anna Kendrick's not worth the extra steps. I'll keep watching Dummy.
Wow.
Whatever.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you at all. Also, you just said you would watch a Quibi thing over an HBO Max thing, which is like mind-boggling.
I'm angry about the whole situation. I'm angry about the fact that you don't know what's going on with my DC Universe. I'm angry about the fact that no one can tell me how I get this HBO app. I'm angry about the fact that no one knows what's going on with it. I'm angry at that.
What is this movie about? Someone give me the plot. I'm watching the trailer right now, but
not a movie. Isn't it a series?
It's a show, yeah.
It just says Love Life trailer, Anna Kendrick romantic comedy. So is it a series or is it a movie?
I don't know. You can't tell from the trailer.
Don't know. Who cares? It's got Anna Kendrick in it. Everybody's going to watch it.
If it's a movie, well then...
I love the top YouTube comment. This is almost an SNL parody of a white girl making it in the big city with Seven supporting friend series. I'm like, okay, all right. Or plot twist, she ends up with no one and learns to love herself like the little derp that she is.
Oh, yes.
It's like, oh, all right. So nothing really pulling you in for HBO Max. Okay.
I got a ton of stuff with Anna Kendrick in it. Show me something that I care about and tell me what's going on with my DC Universe.
This is new stuff with Anna Kendrick in it.
And more importantly, what's that?
So this is new stuff with Anna Kendrick in it.
So what? I'll watch Pitch Perfect again. I own all three of them. I also own A Simple Favor. What else do I own with her in it? Get a Job. I own that.
Something that I did see, Josh, I believe you put this into the trailer, into the show notes here, is the trailer for the series Hollywood.
Yeah, they look cool.
It's a limited series on Netflix that is coming out on May 1st, which follows a group of aspiring filmmakers and actors in the post-World War II Hollywood area trying to make it in Tinseltown. And it seems to have, first off, a very powerful, really cool cast. I think the premise of it is really interesting, and it looks really exciting. The trailer definitely did a great job as a trailer. The music was definitely on point.
I think that's what I said to you guys when I popped the trailer in there. Is that the trailer was fantastic. Like just the trailer itself was fantastic.
Just the music too, right? The way that they're using the beginning of that song. Oh man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks decent. I gotta tell you though, Ryan Murphy is hit or miss sometimes. Some of his stuff is pretty lackluster.
Debbie Downer.
I'm gonna keep riding this train. But I mean, no, seriously, Ryan Murphy is like, I don't know. It looks good. I'm gonna check it out. It depends on how many episodes it is too. It's a limited series. So what do you think? Like 7?
7 or 8, I think. Yeah.
I mean that. Yeah, I'll invest that time. If I'm watching Tiger King for 8 episodes, I'll watch this.
So just give us some context. We're talking about Brian Murphy, like he's known by everybody. Who is Brian Murphy?
Glee, American Horror Story, Scream Queens. He is the showrunner of a bunch of things that start off really, really good and then kind of peter out. Hang on, let me pull him up because I know he's done a lot of other stuff. The Politician on Netflix, which I didn't see. Doing that 911 show that's big. Oh, he's an executive producer. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me get to his writing credits. His writing credits is what. Yeah, The Politician. Oh, he is the creator of 911. So.
All right, that's a big show. That's a
Scream
love
Queens, which was really good for the first season and then was trash. Glee, which was really good for the first season and then turned into trash.
All right, but no,
apparently he wrote the screenplay for Eat, Pray, Love. Oh, Nip Tuck. I didn't realize he did Nip Tuck.
I always think it's funny when I watch Jim Parsons and he plays any other character that's in Sheldon and swears. I giggle like a school.
Yeah, he said the F-bomb.
Idiot.
I'm not used to hearing that.
Oh yeah. I know nobody else cares about this, but god damn it, I have a podcast and I'm allowed to talk about the fact that Psych 2, the movie, Lassie Come Home, dropped a trailer, which is fantastic for all you psychos out there. I cannot wait for it to come out. Oh, hold on. What's this? It's going out on Peacock. Okay, so it'll be out on Peacock once that eventually hits the masses.
And nobody's watching.
Psychos will watch this.
I could not. I watched 3-4 episodes. It's not good.
That's fine. Psych's not. If it's not for you, then just you're devoid of joy. It's fine.
It shouldn't be for anyone.
Psych is a fantastic show.
No,
it's a great show.
Nope.
Again, what I really like about the show is they wrote in Timothy Olmson's stroke into the show and made it part for his character.
You know what I really like about Psych?
Pineapples?
The intros are stellar.
Listen, I know that you know
much better than
that I'm
any
not telling
other
the
intro
truth.
I have ever heard of.
Dulé Hill was good. It's the main guy. He's not good.
You don't like James Roday?
He's terrible.
I love James Roday.
He's really bad.
Nah, you feel your way. I'm stoked about this.
And you know what, Josh? While you're at it, you can go your own way.
I might.
Saying.
So hey, add this to your streaming services. It'll be on Peacock, which is coming out when it comes out. Joshua Burns.
Yo,
you have talked many a time about a television show that I enjoyed called Leverage. If I remember, it was a TNT original. Is that right?
Yes, subsidized by Hyundai and whoever else would pay.
I have a question. Is TNT still a network? Is TNT still around?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I don't have cable. I don't know. But it is coming back for a small IMDb TV extra season, and it looks like the 4 cast members are set to return.
Yeah, but IMDb TV is now under Amazon Studios.
No, the content team is under Amazon Studios, but IMDb TV is still its own service. But Amazon owns.
What did I read wrong there?
So what you read is it marks the first major original series for IMDb TV whose content team recently moved under the Amazon Studios umbrella. The content
that is what I care about.
Yes, the content hasn't moved that way. However, they took the IMDb team and said, you now work for Amazon, which you already did before, but now you work under Amazon Studios by the same people who made, Man in the High Castle and
don't we like Amazon Studios? How is this a bad thing?
No, it's not a bad thing.
I'm sorry. How is it not a good thing or a better thing than it might not?
Oh no, watch it on IMDb.
It's way better to have it under. But instead of having IMDb run the show, Amazon's running the show with much more high quality people than what you just get from IMDb. That's what I'm
saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I agree. Just when you watch it, you're not going to watch it through an Amazon thing. You have to watch it through IMDb TV, which is. God damn, stop putting so many freaking initials together like that.
Is it free?
Yes, free with ads.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and tell that to IMDb from TKON. Stop with all the initials.
We rarely refer to our stuff as TKON.
Brian is belligerent.
I'm not angry at you. I'm just the world.
It's just a stupid statement.
So, Leverage, right? Leverage was... Timothy Hutton, Aldous Hodge, and others. This is I couldn't figure out. It's definitely not a reboot. It seems like some of the same cast is coming back. Parker's coming back. Aldous Hodge will have recurring appearances, and the guy that played Elliot is coming back. But the head of the team is going to be Noah Wyle, right? So
yeah.
I mean, it's not like they don't have firepower. And I love the show. I hope it's not so product placement-y.
That's what made Leverage so good. I'm kidding.
Oh my god,
it was fun to play spot the product placement. It's so fun. That was 5 seasons, that show, and I swear to God, they never said no to a product placement. The whole 5 seasons.
They really did.
Like when Chuck was on the bubble and Subway was everywhere, but the show was never really on the bubble. It just took all the money.
They made it. Yeah, I mean,
they made it fun.
They made it fun. I mean, they made the Subway thing fun. The
Leverage starts their first episode with just never stop. We'll say yes to any product placement. What do you want to advertise? We got it. Put it right here.
Gotcha.
Leverage, the product placement in Leverage was as bad as the product placement in White Collar. It was that bad.
Another show I haven't seen.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I was watching The Rookie the other day, and he bought a truck, and he was like, "Yeah, look at this Toyota." And they had the product, like they had the hero shot, and they showed the interior, and look, it has this, and he's like touching the screen, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I don't need the ad, guys! I don't need the ad."
So
the Rookie with Dennis Quaid.
No, The Rookie with Nathan Fillion.
Not Disney's The Rookie.
Oh, okay, the show.
Which is good. Really good show. But I'm sorry, go ahead. I cut you off from Leverage.
No. I'm excited because it's like every show's a new heist, a new con. It's always intricate. It's fun. And the cast is good, and they did a good job when they were around before. So I'm excited to see it again. And you've seen the actors, actresses in other things since then. The chick that plays Parker, she did like the Process show tour. She's on Criminal Minds and a bunch of other stuff. I don't think she's done anything huge, but Aldous Hodge has been in a bunch of stuff. So I am excited to see it. It should be cool. I guess we'll keep you updated when it starts broadcasting on IMDb TV or whatever.
I have to find it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So the other part too, and this is already on the quote unquote on the air, right? It's streaming right now, but there's the third and final season of Future Man, started on April 3rd on Hulu. Listen, I'll be honest, you will start watching Future Man and you will know whether that show is for you or not. My wife started off with not really liking it and then immediately just fell head over heels into it. So I'm excited to start that season. It's a very funny show and there's really nothing else like it on TV, and it definitely makes you look at Josh Hutcherson and make you forget about Hunger Games and everything. Excuse me?
But he was fine in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, he was, but a lot of people pigeonhole actors when they do those kind of roles, and you definitely forget about that stuff when you watch them in this. It's really good.
Well, all right, yeah, no, I've watched a couple episodes. It's irreverent, which is cool. My problem is you've got like one of your headliners is, the chick from the Ne'er Shall Be Spoken Of Scrubs season.
Oh, but I love her. She's in Happy Endings and a couple other shows too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
And she was good because she was even in the last couple seasons of Scrubs. It wasn't even the med school one.
No, I know that, but I like that's the only character she can play.
Oh, I disagree.
And
you should watch Happy Endings.
But she plays the same character.
Oh, gotcha. I understand what you mean. Like it's the same. Like when you hire Nick Cage, you get Nick Cage kind of thing, right?
She can only do that.
Yes,
that's it. That's
correct.
all she can do.
Yes.
Well, no.
Okay, I don't mind that because she does it well. So I'm in for it.
I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta go take a Quibi.
I want to say this real quick, actually. So one of our listeners was extremely helpful on helping me finally track down a Nintendo Switch. And it's fantastic. And I'm super late to the game. But Brian, we will throw down with Smash Brothers soon. I just did some Mario Karting.
Get your ass kicked. That's okay.
I did some Mario Karting with a group of friends tonight over a Zoom chat. It was super fun. My kid, though, my 6-year-old is playing Super Mario Brothers 3, Yoshi's Island. She's playing all these old games I used to play as a kid, and she's picking it up really quick, and she's learning it. And Josh, I can see what you talk about when we talk about like handing down some of these games to your kids and kind of watching them figure it all out.
Yep.
It's definitely a super awesome, cool thing to watch happening. Well, thank you, listener, for, making us just whatever we are right now within your life. Whether it's Quibiing with your dog, sitting down and doing a Quibi, or whatever you call a Quibi nowadays.
That's like saying, you just said like do a poopy. Brian, do you is it doing a Quibi or is it taking a Quibi?
I take a Quibi.
You don't do a Quibi.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't do one. That's weird.
Yeah,
take a Quibi.
That's like doing a poopy. You don't say do a poopy.
I don't know. I had to go do a poopy. Oh, that actually does sound like something I would say. I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Why did they say take a shit? And they're always leaving one.
All right, that's all the tomfoolery that we have for today. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you so much for listening.
Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
I live to be difficult, says Brian.
Brian was a pretzel in his previous life.
Speaking of which, Laura made soft pretzels last weekend. They were delicious.
She made them?
Ship that shit this way.
Dude, my wife and daughter have been baking. Because apparently during a pandemic, you have to do nothing but eat carbs. And just baking. Like Zoe made a giant loaf of focaccia yesterday. Have you ever had focaccia bread?
Yeah, great. Send it this way.
I'm a good Italian boy. Grew up eating focaccia. This was delicious. It was like olive oily and rosemary deliciousness, and it was crusty, and in the middle was chewy like it should be.
I have no idea what this is.
It's bread.
Well, I got that part.
It's deliciousness in a loaf. And I know it's made with love because Zoe made it.
Yeah, she's making donut holes tomorrow.
I don't understand how you get to eat all this stuff. Freeze it, send it my way. Just ship it, bro.
Dude, I made the best steak I've ever made at home. And it's not like I did anything special. So my buddy invited me to join this group on Facebook. It's run by this guy.
Grill Masters.
It's run by this guy he's a butcher. Pretty, like a meat distributor kind of guy, but it's all like high end shit. So he runs raffles twice a day, a bunch of them. I paid $37. It was like it's 10 spots, $37 a spot. And the prize was 4 14-ounce reserve prime bone-in fillets.
Oh,
right. Now these, I looked on his site, they retail $74 a piece. So I paid $37. I got 4 of them. I was very happy with that value. Anyway, they got here the other day. I made one tonight, just, salt and pepper, put it in a bag, sous vide it for 2 hours, brought it out, seared it at 625 degrees for like 35 seconds a side. Dude, it was
What is sous vide?
really? You don't know
it's
what sous vide is?
Yeah,
No,
so
I don't. I have an option on my Instant Pot to do it. I don't know what
yeah,
the hell
so
it is.
on your Instant Pot, you would put a bunch of water in there.
Mm.
A few, 8 liters, 10 liters of water, whatever. You
So
would
have to
take
be liters.
quarts,
Do like a gallon.
2 gallons.
Excellent. Okay.
And you take whatever protein you're gonna make, and you season it, and you put it in like a vacuum sealed bag. You can use a Ziploc bag with water displacement method, but it's not as exact. Anyway, you cook it at a specific temperature for a set amount of time. So like if you were doing chicken thighs, you would cook them at like 157 degrees for 2.5 hours, whatever. You take them out, you pat them dry, you sear them in a rocket hot cast iron skillet. And it's the best chicken you've ever had. Anyway, it's a very exact method of cooking really anything that will render fats. It'll change the structure of the proteins. It's the perfect steak. It really is.
The way I've heard it explained is basically it's a more manageable and easy way to cook a meat that you don't have to baby it, and also afterwards all you do is just color it. Because it comes out kind of
no meat thermometer required. Yep. You can't possibly overcook it.
You can't fuck it up.
You gotta if you can't leave anything in there under 130 degrees for an extended period of time, lest you risk bacteria forming. But like beyond that, like I've done short ribs at 170 degrees for 36 hours, and it makes the best beef taco like barbacoa you've ever had in your entire life. It's unreal. If you have one and you have a setting, just spend $100 on an inexpensive vacuum sealer, and I can teach you how to make the best food you've ever eaten, and it's manageable.
Cooking classes with Josh after pandemic is over. Another time, sir.
Indeed.
They even got an Anna Kendrick show on HBO Max that I'm not going to watch.
Oh, really? It looked fine.
The trailer was in pocket. I thought that I was supposed to watch it. I was just watching the trailers.
Oh, I didn't watch that trailer.
Yeah, it looked fine.
Which one's that? Is that Love Life?
Love Life, yeah.
Uh-huh. It looks fine, but it's not like the reason you sign up for a streaming service.
I don't think.
Hold on, wait. Let's intro this because that was a shit intro. So
You're a shit intro.
There's nothing there.
Your intro. You're the worst intro.
I am, except I intro the show every week.
Yeah, he said the F-bomb. I'm not used to hearing that. Much like I'm not used to hearing, really great intros from you.
Jesus.
The absolute worst. Hold on, I just looked at the worst. Oh yeah, picture of you saying the worst. Right underneath that's my intro.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say your intro's in there with me. That's a self-burn.
Yeah,
you burned yourself.
That's what I'm doing. See, then it's not fun to burn me anymore because then it just make fun of me.
I'm still having fun.
Yep.